What do I need to make a difficult boss? How I can make a difficult boss? How you can make bosses when you fight with him or her, you feel a great challenge. Just enough difficulty. And a feeling of relief when you deal with him or her. With these questions I start to remake bosses. Actually I already have 3 bosses, but honestly they are really boring. Like really boring. They slow, have slow attacks, and have only one attack. I need to change that. I start with the second boss. I create a main attack for the boss. When you are far from her, she will throw a laser grenades. They deal a 20% damage. If it's too hard to beat her, don't worry. I will implement that depending on difficulty, damage amount will change. Like on high difficulty it will be 20%, medium 10%, and I think you get what I mean. And it should be simple, but there are some calculations what I need to do. Like I need to know just to throw a grenade somewhere. But I need to throw a grenade to the play position with a certain velocity. We need to translate play position to the velocity of throwing the grenade. Here's the calculation what I need. If you want more details, watch this video. And I make this simple animation for throwing a grenade. The next step is I need to create a second attack when you come closer to her. So I make this katana just for testing. Create simple attack animation, add this collision. Create a new task in the behavior tree that checks that play is close enough for a melee attack. Add a simple melee attack task, and after a few days of work, it's working. Thanks to ChatGPT for helping. One more thing is I make an effect when the katana is appearing and disappearing. I think this looks cool, isn't it? 2 more bosses are left. The second boss was the first boss. He already has a lightning attack and I just need to create a second attack. Everything is based on the same principle, basically. He will have a second attack, a melee attack. But instead of a katana, he will attack with his hand. Setup is pretty similar, I just need to make it work. And because this is the first boss, he'll be easier to beat. He will deal less damage and will have a less health compared to the second boss. Of course I will add more attacks, but let it be a little secret when you play. Don't forget to wishlist. Enemies are good stuff. But the game is not only about enemies. We have levels. First what I did is I add servers to the server room, which is logical. Add some pipes and start to create materials. What do you think? But I have one big problem with all my levels. They have too much contrast. Thanks to this comment on Reddit, I understand why this is a problem. Like when you record a video or stream a game, this video has a really bad quality. But when I compare the same video with where I change the contrast, it's looking much better. And I think overall it's looking much better, isn't it? Another thing is I start to set up the Steam playtest. Like now you can download a playtesting version of the game through Steam. And this will be a closed playtest. I remember when I just started to create my first enemy. This was hard. Just watch this devlog.